What's up, guys? We got 9 attendees here already.
Oh, beautiful.
This is beautiful.
Beautiful.
Hello, everybody. Austin here.
I can't see.
You know, Dave. We're also on Facebook Live, so that's why Dave is talking to the wall. Hey, everybody go ahead and comment in the section a 1 if you can hear us, and a 2 if you can see us. So I hope I see a whole bunch of 1s and 2s here in just a couple minutes here. In the meantime,
Yeah, let us know if you're there. Let me know if you're on the Facebook Live too. I can't see any action.
I got a 1 and 2 from David. I like that.
David, what up, man?
David, where are you? Where are you coming from right now? Where are you watching this? Adam says he's got a 1 and 2, strong 1 and 2s.
Adam Earhart?
Oh, yeah. It's so hard to see the little tiny faces on here.
Yes, sir.
I think so. There we go.
I think Adam Earhart's like a top 3 EA member right now. This guy's
He's up there.
These guys
soon. When we switch over, we'll actually know.
We'll actually have points,
metrics, and points and rankings, which is coming here to EA.
And I can't throw out arbitrary numbers about who's winning or who's in the lead. Did you see my? Here was my headline. Want to see Austin eat an entire gallon of butter in under 30 minutes? Me too, but that ain't happening here, unfortunately. I got to get you to click somehow, Joseph.
Oh, my God. What clickbait is that? Would you guys like to see me eat a gallon of butter in the next 30 minutes?
Well, it's not happening. Your generation, you gotta give them a bunch of clickbait if you want them to do anything.
Guys, this would not be behind the scenes if we weren't
Kyle?
shooting the shit at first.
What's up, Kyle?
Hey, Kyle.
Sonia, what's happening?
Sonia, where you streaming from? I always need to remember to look up at the camera. I'm just looking down here. Can you get that guy? Let me get my computer up a little bit higher. Oh,
not that guy. Oh, get that guy.
Hey, Adam, you gonna win the trophy soon for the Atlas competition? I hope you do, man.
Carl, what's happening, man?
This is what you win. This is one of our trophies, Adam.
Beautiful. Yeah, guys. So here in, 60 seconds, we're going to be diving into breaking down our numbers for the last month. What worked, what didn't work, what's awesome, what's been really fun about our business, what's kind of sucked about our business in the last 30 days.
Josh, you're right. This comment is going to be read out loud.
Josh, we're not reading that comment next time. If anybody else tries that stunt, I'm not going to read anything. But yeah, so I'll tell you what, if you're on the Facebook Live right now and I'm looking at you, hop down to that Demio link down there and log in. Go see Austin's screen. We're going to, share our screens and show some stuff. David Abrams, what's happening, man? Shout out to David, EA member, creator of Demio. We're on Demio right now and really, really liking it, David. So again, thank you for making a solid platform that we just know is going to work.
Yeah,
it's hard enough putting these things together without having to worry about it not working, the technology. So thanks, man. I feel really confident in the software. But yeah, cool, man. We could probably get rolling here.
Awesome. Let's do it. So, guys, welcome to the June behind the scenes of the Entrepreneur Alliance. We love doing this. I think it's our favorite masterclass of the month.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope you guys like it too. And kind of our goal is just pull back the curtain and just show you meat and potatoes. We have a lot of fun here in this type of thing. I think even as our team grows, we've added a lot of fun people, and it's just more fun. Like we went and celebrated our quarterly goal. We beat our quarterly goal as far as sales. So we all went out to Chick-fil-A together in the Tesla, which was cool. I went to Chick-fil-A and just had a really good time.
I wish we could move the office right now and tilt it over to see the Tesla.
Yeah, totally.
I think it's sweet.
We just had a good time. So I think we like hanging out together, which has been a fun thing. And I can dive into more about maybe even recruiting and how to build a team like that. That's been a lot of fun. But yeah, we want to show you guys kind of what you want to see. We want to show you funnels, landing pages. I can talk about proof if you want to know about. You've probably been seeing proof on like every website out there recently, which has been cool. So if we want to talk about proof a little bit and kind of the growth strategy there, I'd be happy to do that on this one. We don't usually talk about that. But yeah, let me know and we'll kind of dive in and show you what you guys want to learn here. And so be engaged with us. I don't know, we'll probably go 40 minutes here and then we'll get out of here. I'm not going to go a full hour. We'll go 40 minutes and Oh, and what's happening, man? Dude, I just saw you talking, you had a Facebook Live about dogs don't feel guilt. And I screenshotted it. That was hilarious.
Owen's the best at Facebook Live.
Dude, he is.
All right, guys. So here's what we're going to talk about today for sure. We're going to always go over our metrics. So we'll hop in here. I'll screen share our back end. I'll also be showing you our ads. So all the ads that we're running, the metrics that we're getting on those ads, the really cool new strategy I'm using for mobile optimized ads, which are getting crazy conversion rates. And some of the offers, we'll break down our funnel just briefly, but we did that pretty in depth last time. So maybe we can talk about a different topic here. And then I'll show you our email marketing series, how we use streams and automations and all of that. But in the meantime, what's up, Dallas? I see you, boy. In the meantime, we are going to take a lot of questions here from you all. So comment in the comment section. You guys have any questions for us about, I mean, we're hiring on people, we're adding on to this office, we're hitting a ton of goals, but a lot of it comes from the systems and operations side, which Dave has been, I guess, fighting an uphill battle against everybody with, getting us all doing playbooks.
Mostly
and
just you.
Just me. I hate structure. I try and tear stuff down. I've been getting better at it.
No,
but yes, agreed there.
Totally. And just so you guys know, again, I want to be able to answer questions that are specific to you guys. Like, I'm not doing any coaching calls right now. I've really been guarding my time at times. I can work on things that scale. And so, again, I want to use this time to give back to you guys, help engage with you guys individually as well. And so please use this time here while we're doing this here.
Yeah, absolutely. So any relevant questions to our business as we walk through here, go ahead and shout them out in the comment section. If you guys are on Facebook Live, go ahead. You already dropped the link in.
I did.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen. I think first we'll do – I'm about to scream. Okay. How do I bring this over? Streaming the wrong one. All right. So
First of all, how many of you guys look at this analytics dashboard?
I'd be curious to see that.
Yeah, how many of you guys actually look at that? I know David Abrams, I know you checked that thing out. It's at alliance.bearmetrics.com. And I'm just curious, any of you guys look at that, throughout the week or anything like that, or throughout the month, and just kind of check in and kind of see what's happening in our business or not? Every now and then. Very cool. I think it's pretty cool to be able to show that. I know there's a couple of people that actually have public metrics. Like I always check out ConvertKits and a couple other folks like that. But we're just curious. All right, let's dive in here.
All right. So first off, I think this is pretty sweet. We got to $23,770 in monthly recurring revenue. Had a bunch of other things happen like, annuals and all that. So we got to 25K. I think that one of the biggest milestones is I think this was our past month, our biggest growth month of members. We had 316 new trials, giving us actually 205 new members. So conversion rate from trial to member is about 65%. We think that's okay. I don't know. How do you feel about that number?
Yeah, I feel okay about it.
It's okay. I'd like to, working with Ryan right now on getting it, I would like to say 75 would make me feel really good. And we can scale much faster because we know that we're attaining an ROI on the front end much quicker. So I don't know. How do you measure what our profitability is, how much we can spend on ads to attain new customers? What's your idea behind that?
Yeah, so I think this is kind of a really good metric for MRR and any sort of subscription based business. This depends on the business. Obviously, a good rule of thumb is to spend about a third of your lifetime value for a customer to acquire that customer. I think any less than that, say the lifetime value of EA, let's see it here. It's $256 for an EA member here right now is the kind of average lifetime value today.
Be a little over $80.
Yeah. And so again, if I divide that by 3, 256 divided by 3, $85 is what I'm willing to pay for a new customer. Now, if we get 65% of people to convert when the times 0.65, And so if I looked at that number today as a business owner, it's something you guys should be thinking about. I would be comfortable spending about $55 on a new trial. And I think we're going to show up the ads and all that. That's kind of the metric that we're always looking for. Now, the way I even kind of give direction on that, whether it's to Austin or to Austin Troyer, who's handling the ads now, is I don't like giving a static number. I don't like saying, hey, $55 is what we need to get. What I prefer saying is, hey, here's the formula. I want you to be watching this on a regular basis and always adjusting it in case the lifetime value tanks. I don't want to be wrong. We're overspending. I want to kind of be adjusting all the time. And so instead, I give them a metric like that. Say, hey, watch this. Here's the formula. You want to spend about 1/3 to acquire a customer. And you guys can be thinking about that. If you've got an agency with clients, they pay you monthly, recurring retainers. Maybe it's $2,000 or $1,000. You can think of it the exact same. And how much are you willing to spend to go, get that customer there? And I think about 1/3 to 1/4 is probably the range that you want to be in. That's a really good rule of thumb to have.
Yeah, totally. And I think that trial conversion rate is one of the most important metrics to focus on in growth. And then I think churn is one of the most important metrics to focus on once you've scaled pretty big, because just pulling that lever will actually make you a more profitable business. I don't think adding more people into a sinking ship is going to help anything. So what you can do, we're going to be really focusing on onboarding this upcoming quarter. This is just now updating. Is really focusing on the first 7 to 10 days as a member. If you can onboard somebody correctly, then they're going to be around for a lifetime. But I think that one of the biggest failures that a lot of people have, and this is also with digital marketing agencies, this is with anything, their first few interactions with you as a business are so vital and important. And if you're just not there, if you're not around, if you're not engaging with them a lot, if you just don't kind of knock it out of the park, they're probably going to dip out pretty soon. I'd say as we are right now building our automations, like in Messenger bot and all that, we're hoping to get up to 75% conversion rate. By being more interactive and personalized with everybody here. I'll jump into, or actually, you want to break down anything else here?
Yeah, so as you guys can see, monthly recurring revenue is growing, not quite as fast as we want, but not a 4% growth month over month. We set a goal this last month. Our goal was 300 new members, and this coming month our goal is 400 new members through paid ads. That's just through paid ads, right? Or no, that's through total.
That's total, yeah.
The total. And so we're going to hopefully get, quite a few more members, even this month here. And then after that, I think we can do 500. You can see our lifetime value has dropped a bit, about 25%. Basically, that's kind of due to the churn rate. You see that percentage is about the same as the user churn rate. So it's been a big focus of ours to just, keep making EA more valuable and figure out, kind of how to decrease the churn there. If you guys have any insights on that, we're always talking to customers. We're always talking to you guys, trying to deliver more value, more trainings, better trainings, whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, really kind of the biggest, our one metric we focus on is MRR.
And by the way, these two, if you notice in the monthly recurring revenue and then the average revenue per user, there's a shelf that happened. And that's not really legitimate because we pulled out several thousands of dollars of non-EA money. It was from the boot camp.
Yeah.
From that. And so that's why it looks like it dropped dramatically. But I just want to address that.
Yep. And there's a couple questions in there too.
Yeah, let's hop in and take some questions real quick. Guys, let's make sure that we keep the questions kind of about what you see on the screen here too. What other avenues are you guys taking besides paid ads to get your 400? Affiliate is going to be one of my focuses this quarter. And email marketing, because we have a pretty big size list. So if we can look at leads we currently have, bring in new people, and then get our EA members to share us and make some income for themselves, I think that's that's a pretty good strategy.
Yeah, but yeah, really paid ads are kind of our biggest one for sure. And of that, it's mostly Facebook. Is there a bit of retargeting, or we haven't even gotten that going yet?
For what?
Retargeting for
on YouTube,
off Facebook, YouTube, or Perfect Audience or anything?
Yeah, we have a little bit. I'm not sure what the budget's at right now.
That's something we're going to be exploring too. And those of you guys, I've been using perfectaudience.com to do all my retargeting for proof, and it's really killing it. So if you've got any sort of traffic and you're not running like off Facebook retargeting, It just kind of adds to your omnipresence, makes it look like you're everywhere. I'm just pulling this up right now and on my computer, so I can't exactly show you guys. But let me look at the last 30 days. This is for proof. We've gotten 110 conversions for $20 a piece. And each one of those is worth a lot to us. And so it's kind of a no-brainer. I don't know, David, if you're still on here, do you do like Perfect Audience or AdRoll or anything for Demio? Just curious, man, but this is working so well for us. If you guys have any sort of traffic, I highly recommend just setting it up here today. And it's gonna go really well.
Yeah, and Adam here, he said, what is the best practice for trials? Do you like free trials, $1 trials, other things like that? And how do you get them to sign? I would say that we chose the $1 trials so that it's a big enough barrier to entry that, we don't get a lot of time wasters in there. And then it also allows us to do upsells on the back end. So for example, like we added in Facebook Ads Mastery it was $97 and we crossed it in half for a one-time offer. Actually, I'll just jump into the funnels here and show you that.
I think we said this before, but to be honest, we don't even charge your card for that $1 trial.
Yeah.
It's just a fake $1 trial. I think it works better than a free trial though, because once you get your card out, even though we don't even charge it, it just gets it in the system, which is nice. We can charge you a little bit later. And when thinking about like trial conversion rate too, or like trial length, 7 days, 14 days, 30 days. My philosophy on it is make the trial as long as they need to really see the value and kind of be activated. So for EA, I think it can happen pretty quickly. We have a 7-day trial for that. For proof, we've got a 14-day trial because it takes a little bit for people to kind of get going, get it set up. Maybe, we've got a ton of customers come in, so maybe our support's a little bit behind. It takes a couple days for us to get it going. And so we feel like they'll really see a conversion rate increase within 14 days. That's why it's longer in proof. But I think typically, you're not going to need anything longer than 14 days. I wouldn't do 30 days for the most part. It's just not going to increase the conversion rate that much or increase the take rate by having a longer trial. And I think you'll just end up having to wait for your money longer.
And if you're thinking about scaling, that time period is really valuable because if you're scaling using cards, it could really, really delay things and make you not be able to spend as much money on Facebook ads to get them. All right. So what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of bringing up our entire funnel. So I don't have to go through it, but just show you each page here. You guys already know, we talk about this every single time. This is our
still. And I know that's kind of boring. Maybe you're like, oh, it's just lead magnet again, but don't miss the forest for the trees here. Like the fact that this is the same lead magnet month after month after month.
Since February.
That is the lesson. That is the lesson that this is still here. It's still our biggest one. And we're going to launch a new proof funnel here soon. And again, if you guys are on the Facebook Live, click over to Demi to be able to see our screen. But I'm going to model our new lead magnet off of this one right here because it works so dang well.
Yeah. So if you guys want to see me break down, why this works so well, go ahead and watch last month's masterclass or even any of the ones before that. I think this might be a new design I'm trying since the last one. It's getting a little bit better conversion rate. Basically, here is when we say, do you want 6K success for 1,000? That used to be $1,000 for free. Then yes, they can click here. If no, they just go to a thank you page. Actually, this is pretty interesting. I might have said this on the last one. I'll say it again. Is how many of you all, when you opt into something, you put in a fake email address? Come on. Be honest here. Hit up in the comments.
I did it twice today. I think mine is always dave@aol.com. I feel sorry for whoever that guy is because I'm signing up for stuff all the time.
But yeah, guys, we are always putting in burner emails. And so don't think that your audience isn't either. Basically, we thought about this is if they're going to go all the way here to the thank you page, which by the way, I never put the link on this page because I want them to give me a real contact information. But there's going to be a good chance that they'll just leave and they won't re-enter their information because it's too much work. So what I have done here is put another enter their contact info form for them to resend the cheat sheet to the correct email. What do you guys guess the percentage of people that do this are? Guys, comment here in the chat. Adam says 12%. What do you guys think? Is Adam high or low? 15% says David. What do you guys think? Would you be surprised? David says 50%. Guys, 58% of people. Literally last week. Before that, it was like around 36 and 42. So it's like ranging every week. But think about 36 to 58% of people are literally re-entering their emails. That means that many people gave you fake contacts, and so your leads are worthless. So that's a huge lesson to think about, guys. Incredible. If you guys have a good follow-up sequence, this alone could be a game changer.
Willie asked, did you guys ever really sell 6K, or did you create the product directly for value for the subscription? No, we actually did. That was our first ever product. We sold, I don't know, like 450. I was probably, who here like originally bought the 6K program back in the day? Austin did. You know, we sold for $997 back in the day.
Dallas
so
did.
yeah, met a lot of you guys through that program. Yeah, we actually did create that and really actually sell that.
Yeah, guys, I spent all my spring break Bahamas money on it. But I did sign a client pretty quickly after. All right, so looking down the funnel. All right, this is, so we already saw the OTO. And we'll go look at, okay, so here's the back end. So all of that, basically all the way up until here's the thank you page for them to purchase. With the one-time offer, this is for Facebook Ads Mastery. So it used to be sold for, I think you guys pulled it out of Webinar Bootcamp, right? It was part of Webinar Bootcamp, then you sold it separately for like 97.
Yeah, we sold for 197 for a while and then 97 for a while.
Yeah, and so this is like a one-time offer where normally it's being sold for 97 off the site. But today, right after they purchase their $1 trial, they can click here, just, add on for $47, get Facebook Ads Mastery. Now, here's another quiz. What do you guys think the percentage of people that purchase a membership end up adding $50 to their order? What percentage of people? Dallas, Adam, David, what do you guys think? Adam says 20% of people he thinks add that $50 to their cart. Carl says 50, 15,
28, 15,
35. So you guys are very optimistic, and maybe I should optimize this to try and get around those numbers. Right now it's about 10%, which is still pretty good. That means that we make an extra, I don't know, maybe $400 a week extra just because we have this on the back end, which is pretty sweet. I mean, that's just paying for our ad spend basically. Maybe we have a day or two that goes in the rut on Facebook ads that go out of whack. Well, this just saved that from really affecting us. So this is pretty cool. I would say if you guys have an offer out there, add this on because, this is such an easy, just one-click upsell. All right. Outside of this, let's see. What do we want to hop into next, guys? What do you want to see?
What questions do you guys have just about our business? Maybe it's in here, maybe it's offline, maybe it's why we do things the way that we do them. Maybe it's how we manage the Facebook group, how we manage our finances, how we manage and do our budgeting for the month. We've got a quarterly treat coming up here. Maybe it's how we do a quarterly retreat or why we do one or what we do on one. I'd love to talk about any aspect of our business that you guys want right here.
Are you guys doing any upsells, direct and proof? Anything on the back end?
Dude, I was actually working on this the last 24 hours. David, I don't know what you guys do with Demio. But yeah, I think what we're going to do, we're going to start offering, I think, an order bump and then like an OTO after proof. I think order bump will be some sort of training maybe. And then I think the OTO might be actually increasing your traffic allowance on proof for, like $9. Maybe we'll double your traffic for $9. But yeah, it's actually something I'm wanting to do inside proof. Can you go back to that screen real quick? Yeah, no, because what have you done with Demio? What team building apps do you recommend? Yeah, I'd be curious, about you too, David. So I think one of the biggest things I want to do is just go have a lot of fun together this time here. We work a lot together, but I want to go have fun. I also want to have a time for us to be able to share our stories, just kind of our life stories more, kind of go in depth. I'd like to hear the background, to share with my team kind of what our background is and who I am as a person. And so we're going to be just saying, maybe it's 20 minutes a person, say, hey, give us your story, your life story, and just kind of give people the floor to share whatever they would really want. That's one of the things that I think I've done before. It's been really connecting and just a really cool time to learn about people. But yeah, that's one of the things that we're going to do here. But I still got to plan out some of the retreat. Okay, then you do the Demio Academy. Very cool. You do Demio Academy right on the back end. And what take rate do you get on that? Would you mind sharing that? What price point is that? Oh, planning on that. Yeah, man, I'm pumped. I'll share all my numbers with you once we get that going. We haven't had anything. And I'm like, man, it'd be so money to have actually make a funnel inside the app there. So many questions. How do you guys get paid from the revenue with EA? I'm thinking about partnering soon. And so, what exactly do you mean? Kind of how do we get paid from the revenue? And how do we kind of split it all up? We all have, salaries that we pay ourselves with, and just kind of various amounts. So it all comes out in the form of a salary, and then there's distributions and stuff like that if there's profits each quarter. Yeah, let me know, David. Adam, Facebook ads for the $1 trial to EA. Yeah, exactly. So we do, Adam, Facebook ads to lookalike audiences typically. So we look like audience for our EA members. We'll update that regularly and show them in, I think it's Canada, the UK, the US, Australia, and New Zealand maybe. We run those to a lead magnet initially. And then after they enter their email address in the lead magnet, we sell them EA for $1. Good question. And the lead magnet, it's the digital marketing cheat sheet. Perfect consultation cheat sheet that we've been using. It gets a crazy high conversion rate. And the $1 trial. Yeah, man. And if you go back to, I think, last month's video, and probably a lot of these videos, go back to last month's behind the scenes, and we kind of break it down more thoroughly. You'll be able to see all that. But yeah, it's basically, enter your email address, and then you get 6K success for free, which is a $1,000 course if you join for $1 today. And it works pretty well. Dallas, why do I ask from a personal brand FB page versus a business Facebook page? I don't know that it matters all that much. I think the personal, like in our space, if you're selling trainings and stuff like that, people like the person behind it. We do run ads for proof from a proof business page. I think it's just a little, it's a software, so it's. I want that to be more of a business, but if it's trainings and stuff like that, I think you can go a little bit more personal, and they respond well to people. It's just a little bit more normal in our industry. Yeah, you're thinking about this for yourself or for your clients or what, Dallas? And what's kind of the industry? I don't think it matters all that much, and I think that we should be, running some ads from my face for proof as well, but I think we're just doing it on our business page right now. Yeah, you bet, Dallas. Okay, as an EA member, where can I find examples of funnels, especially for email marketing campaigns? We have those inside the portal.
Email marketing
Downtown
funnels?
Distal. Find examples of funnels, especially for email marketing campaigns.
Yeah, so I did a masterclass on how to build a beautiful funnel. That was like the graphic design version. Let's see, find examples of funnels.
I mean, I'd say tons of our trainings have examples of funnels in them, right? Like they're breaking down tons of different funnels already. So it's just probably getting most of the trainings are really us diving into funnels.
Yeah. And then I guess on this one, I'm gonna break down our email thought process of how we set up the sequence here after doing the ads. I'm just bringing up all the ads right now. But yeah, I mean, almost all the behind the scenes are going to be us breaking down funnels.
All right, guys, we've got about 10 minutes left here. So hit us with questions. Austin's pulling up some of our ads here. If you'll notice, guys, we really have been running the same ad for 4 or 5 months now.
Yeah.
And how crazy is that, guys? The same ad for 4 or 5 months. Some of you guys are running 10 new ads a day, spend all your time. We haven't even messed with the ad. We brought in Facebook ads experts. We've got people running ads full time for us now. And guess what? Same ad. It looks like February 23rd was the first comment or one of the first comments on there. I think that's a lesson too about your business. Like, get something working well once, and then you don't have to keep editing it all the time. You don't have to keep messing with it over and over and over again. So I'm not selling you like this is easy. Like, it took us a long time to get to these like assets that convert really well. It'll take you guys a long time too, but it's totally doable. And we've really been running this ad over and over.
Trying to think about how I was going to try and show them the mobile version of my J.R. Rivas ad, because that's
mobile on there.
Well, can you?
Yeah,
you can go to the mobile one.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the JR.
Okay, Willie, how long were you a lone wolf for? You guys partnered? I partnered up at the very beginning, so I was really a lone wolf for like just a little bit, a couple months. I think partnering with somebody that's very synergistic to your skills and your strengths and your desires is an incredible way to get ahead. If you guys aren't like looking into partnering with somebody, I know it's like you can't just go out there and make it happen. It's more powerful than a great funnel. It's more powerful than extensive Facebook ad training. It's more powerful than so many things. I think it's kind of the 80-20 of my success has been having really great partners. And so I think just at least have that in your mind and be moving towards that. And again, I know that that's not the easiest thing to go do, but it's incredibly powerful.
Awesome. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hop here into the screen share. And we're going to I opened up all of our Facebook ads that were going. So here's the one that we've had since February. Tons of social proof.
Guys, take a screenshot of that real quick. I know you've probably seen it. Take a screenshot, though, and like break that thing down. I would be looking at that, in your free time, and really breaking down, why does that work so well? Why has this been working for so long? And I really think having these kinds of cheat sheets is like really valuable. Well designed, beautifully crafted, very valuable in and of themselves. This is a really great ad here.
Yep. And this template is in the Beautiful Brand Designing Stunning Landing Pages one that I did there. So you can actually use a very similar template with these mock-ups. So that's all in that other masterclass. The next one.
And Dallas, I'll get back to your question. You asked about the best processes in your business. I'll get back to that here in a sec.
Cool. This is a retargeting. So let's say they go throughout the funnel and they didn't download it. They're going to see this. I think we also may run this to cold audiences as well. Same exact copy. The exact same copy, just changing the creative here. So yeah, don't get too complicated. Doesn't need to be a whole new ad. Then I have, I was just trying to get really creative and see like, how can we carve out our own look and feel in our creative world here online. So I've been playing around with Final Cut and seeing what I can do with it. And now I have 2 ads that are getting really good trial conversion rates on them right now. I think we're acquiring from anywhere to $36 to $55 per trial, which is well below that 1/3 ratio, which is awesome. So this is I try and get their attention because we all know it's silent before they click onto the video. And then actually, I think it should have captions. Maybe I turned them off. But yeah, basically it grows, sees that. And I just record this literally right after the masterclass. So we finish the masterclass, close it down, and then I just do a screen grab of my Zoom, and I do picture in picture. So that's how I do this one. And then I thought, you know what? Most people are on mobile. And why are we doing these landscape videos on a portrait device? So I figured out how to change the dimensions of a video, and now I made it a mobile video. So this literally, if you're on your phone, will take up the entire screen. It doesn't have these black side banners on it. And have the call to action in the middle. This thing is doing incredible, guys. So
That's cool.
If you know anything about Final Cut, just change the dimensions to like 1280 and 1920. Something like that. So 1280 across, 1920 really cool. Down.
That's so smart, guys.
This is going to be my full template for now on all mobile ads. It's just, it's doing so good.
That's awesome. Let's see if I can see the comments here.
All right, let's jump here in the comments.
Yeah, can you show us ads that weren't successful? Have you ever seen the ones that do work? Yeah, so honestly, I mean, what ads have we even launched recently that weren't good? I mean, we really haven't launched new ads. We got ad sets and audiences that like weren't successful.
Yeah, like it's not to say that we're not constantly testing. We're testing a ton.
We're testing audiences though.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of the thing is we test audiences. We use the same ad all the time because it's got tons of social proof on it. You know, I'm big on social proof. It's got tons of comments on it. And then we test that. We say, hey, I'm going to show it to Russell Brunson's people, to Russell Brunson's people in Canada, to Russell Brunson's people in Australia, to all these various types of people. That way we keep the social proof on it at all times. Because if I go create a new image, I lose all the social proof. I'm a total ghost again. And I could just be some other Yahoo. But now I'm a Yahoo with, 170 shares or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. So really, we test tons of different audiences all the time. Like I'm looking here, one of the proof campaigns. We've got, 16 ad sets going in this one campaign, another one, and or a bunch more in another campaign. Yeah, let me talk about Dallas's here real quick. What do you think about that one here? But what are the most important processes that you've implemented in your businesses? I'd say one is we do a daily huddle at 11:45. That daily huddle consists of 3 key things, and everyone needs to be on this thing. Everybody calls into it via audio. So even if you're traveling, you can just call in via audio, and you show up and you do 3 things. You say, what's the number one priority today? Everyone says 1 or 2 things that they're working on today for today to be a success. The second section of that is, second section of that is, let's see here. Let me just double check it here. You can show it. Great. So what's up number priority there at the top? Everybody kind of fills in their own deal there. Second one's the daily metrics. Austin reports on EA growth, Troyer paid traffic KPIs, Dave proof growth, JP product dev KPIs, Ryan Fair EA customer success, and then Chris reports on proof customer success. We have different metrics we track every day. And then finally, who, what, wins, kind of a list of, hey, what do you need anybody else on the team to do? This is probably the most important thing that we do in our business, I would say, to grow a great team here. So if you've got any team at all, even if it's just 2 people, or even if it's your contractors, get them in on a quick daily huddle. Now, this thing takes 5 minutes. Yeah. We've gotten shorter and shorter. At the beginning, it took like 11 minutes, 12 minutes. Now it's 5 or 4 minutes. We bang it out and we're off on the way. And so I'd say that's probably the most important process that I've had. Does anybody else do something like that with their team? We love it. Okay. Yeah. What's the question there?
Yeah, Carl, I don't really quite understand your question, man. But yeah, if you can improvise that or make it smaller.
You're smarter than us, Carl. Smarter than us.
All right. Next thing, and we'll wrap it up. Maybe in the last section here, I'll talk about email marketing.
Yeah, 2 biggest bumps. Yeah, guys, let us know what's the biggest thing. Like, what's just one thing that you've taken away from this call here that you think is really valuable. I want to know what's just one takeaway you can go add to your business to increase the revenue, hopefully increase the MRR. And I've said it before, I've been saying this a lot, guys, but life is really good when you get MRR. We had our highest revenue month last month, and the majority of it was monthly recurring revenue, which is really exciting. Some of it was like one-time or annual stuff. But man, life is so fun with MRR. So if you're not hunting, if you don't have that in your business now, I know Atlas is closed right now for the month. Atlas is our new program. It's a little bit more intensive, higher accountability. We help you build MRR into any business and subscription to any business that you have. And so highly, 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 highly recommend you guys be really looking at that.
Yeah, maybe I know that you got a call here in a couple minutes, but maybe I'll stick around and talk about how I made Atlas, because that was what I've personally worked on most this month. So to really like make this a behind the scenes of June, I can break down Atlas and show them. If you guys are interested, stick around for that call.
How to launch a brand new higher end product.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
And then Dallas, were you doing a daily huddle already with your team? And how many people are on your team? Because I know you've got a team with Vivid Roots there.
Let's start sharing here.
Yeah, putting the G's wrong email address. That's cool. Yana, start building a team. What did David share? Thanks for the idea.
Let's see. There you go. Re-enter your email. He just went right away.
Yeah, David just did that right there, which is perfect. Yeah, that's amazing. Oh, Dallas, dude, do a daily huddle. Tell me in a month how good your life is and how much less time you guys spend communicating all these details. Just, hey, what's the number one priority today? What's one thing you need to do today? What's your daily metric? Everyone should have a daily metric. Everyone should have a metric they're reporting on every single day. They're tracking every single day. And then who, what, when. Hey, where do we need help? Do you need something from somebody else? And do all that. Dude, your life will never be the same.
Awesome.
Cool, guys. I'm going to head into this phone call. But yeah, keep it real. Distal, downtown Distal. Take care of you guys here. If you're on the live stream, I'm going to close this thing out here. And yeah, guys, awesome. Keep it rolling. I'll talk to you guys here soon.
Yep. Want your chair?
Yeah.
All right, man. So, guys, we now use Market Hero for our email marketing, and I'm just going to break down this funnel real quick. It's going to be applicable whether you use ActiveCampaign or Autopilot or any other email marketing software. This is going to still be relevant because it's the thought process and the automations behind it. But I'll break down. So they just downloaded the cheat sheet. I want to apply a tag that's called flow. And I always do this. I want to make sure that I have flow applied, because what that does is removes them from any broadcast that I would do. So if I want to send our list an email, I want to make sure that I don't interrupt flow on any of our streams. So I always add flow, and then I send them the cheat sheet. I wait a day, and I see, did they hit the pixel, which is unique to Market Hero, guys. So Market Hero, you put a pixel from Market Hero on all your thank you pages to see if they bought. And if they hit the pixel, that means they purchased. And so we remove them. If they did not purchase, I'm going to send them some value emails. If they didn't open it, I'm going to resend the value email. If they did open it, then I'm going to see, hey, did they purchase it? If they didn't, go on. And so here we talk about just a lot of value up front. Here's where I share like my story and try and get like them to know me as a character, and introduce, I guess, 6K success, because that was so integral to my success online in the beginning. I got my start in online marketing, running a marketing agency, and Dave's program is what helped me get to like $8,700 a month. So I recorded my story here and put it in one of our days. Did the pixel hit? No. So then I have an auto webinar where I teach all about how to run a marketing agency and how to do fulfillment, how to do contracts, how to do sales, consultations. And this auto webinar here is really helping people. So I added this in actually this month, and it's slightly increased trial conversion rate or conversion rates on this funnel, maybe like a percentage or so. Okay, so 6K success. This is when we start pitching. And in this email, we literally have an entire page dedicated to testimonials. I'll show you what that page looks like actually. So we're so big on social proof, obviously, like with proof, but we use it throughout our entire funnel as well. So this page is actually awesome. I bet you a lot of your all's faces are going to show up on here if you've been in 6K success and you ever posted about how you landed a client or something like that. Hey, there's Dallas. There you are, boy. So some of you all are going to be in here, but yeah, like this is this is our entire testimonial page. And I don't think we've added to it here in a little while, but people that are getting results from our programs, and just say like, you know what, be our next success story. This thing works if you work it. So go ahead and join now. And that goes to checkout. So that's that point. And then I kind of go with like the, what is that saying? You start off with like gain, logic, and then fear, or gain, fear, logic, one of those orders, right? So I think like a lot of this webinar is gain. Like, what are you going to gain? Here, I wouldn't even say this is fear, because I'm not taking away. I'm not saying like you're losing out. The fear more is really here at the very end of like, hey, it's the last day. We're going to close this offer now, which means that we just stop targeting everybody. We remove them from the list so they don't hear about it anymore. And then the logic, though, is in this series where it's all the details. So I say like, I tackle all of the objections in this, like, oh, it's too expensive. Oh, it's too much time. Oh, it's like, does this really work? And then I break down like all the modules. So like really letting them fully understand the details of the program. So that's how I'm looking at all of these. Do you guys have any questions about our email marketing? Go ahead and just comment here in the box. So if not, I guess what I'll do from here is kind of talk about how I thought about Atlas. How long does that take? I did this on my flight. So I don't know. It's all drag and drop, but getting it right the first time, yeah, it takes a little bit of time, I'd be honest. A lot of it's though learning. If Becker ever ends up seeing this, dude, you got to make this a shareable. I would totally share this with everybody here if I could, kind of how I can in ClickFunnels. I mean the entire flow for, consumer. Yeah, so this takes about a week. All of these delays are a day. So 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 days, 6 days. Yep. It's programming lingo. Is Market Hero just for email marketing? Yeah, so they don't have yet anything like with text or messenger bots or anything like that. I think they're just sticking with email. Let's see. The reason why we switched over to Market Hero is because, one, I think this is pretty cool. As an online marketer, I can actually track my earnings per lead, which basically it's by the pixels. So every single time somebody gets hit with a pixel, it's going to add on a dollar amount to their contact information of like how much they purchased. And then it's going to divide that by all the amount of leads. So I can know like if I have 5,000 leads at an average of, $6.28, it's like this list is worth $30,000 to me. It also allows me to know that I can scale my ads if I'm attaining leads for less than this. So it's, I guess I have 6,000 leads now. So yeah, so just think about that. And that's just leads in this funnel. So they might come into other funnels and then eventually drip into this one. What I'm going to be focusing on this upcoming quarter is having an evergreen, almost like a cascading funnel where, okay, at the end of this, they don't just go into the basket, they go to the next funnel, the next offer, the training series. I want to always be keeping them warm. It's just like you guys are right, like this takes a little while. So eventually, though, it'll hopefully be a pretty long sequence. Okay, with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and finish up this call by talking a little bit about Atlas and how we knew that we wanted to make an elite membership, but there was a few criteria that I had in my mind for what Atlas could be and what I did not want it to be. And so in my thinking, I wanted this program to not just be a mastermind group or an inner circle or like all these other online marketing terms you guys hear about. I want it to be more like an elite, like higher level membership to a club. One in which you get elevated relationships, yes, but you also get accountability teams and you get courses and higher level education, because a lot of members in EA are either just getting started or maybe they're making less than like $15,000 a month, whereas Atlas is really focused on people that are making between like $10,000 a month to $50,000 a month. So I put on a minimum here, or minimum like income level for anybody being accepted into Atlas, because I can now cater all the trainings to be relevant towards that audience. One thing that we're finding here in EA is that like you guys are across the board in experience levels and what you're hoping to get out of training. So if we only produce 4 trainings a month, it's going to be hard for all 4 trainings to hit home. With Atlas, now I can focus on how do we scale? How do you create systems and business processes? How do you track your metrics? And how do you like do all these, like, how do you go from being an entrepreneur to a company owner, if that makes sense? So, yeah, just think about like how, whenever you're making a next level membership, think about like, how do you create something in which people can earn their way into? They can't buy their way in, which is a pretty big difference when you think about the achievement of it. I find that so much better. It's like you can earn your way. It's like you did not just pay for the trophy, you earned it. And that feels so much better. So really like tapping into that deep rooted emotion. Also, when I crafted this offer, I wanted it to be not an open discussion, but more of an accountability group in which it had structure and purpose and very much intention, and that there was a nirvana or an island of hope that everybody was aligned on the same path to chase. So in the Entrepreneur Alliance, like you guys all have different nirvanas. Some of you want to own multi-$100 million businesses, and that's awesome. And some of you guys want a lifestyle business, and that's equally as awesome. Like it's apples and oranges, but there's no overall arching goal besides like we want to just have a very sustainable online marketing business. So when you think about the offer in itself, I kind of thought lost my train of thought where I was going with that. But when I think about like the Atlas program, I want everybody to be focused on the exact same goal. And so we made it monthly recurring revenue because we've seen how it has changed our business and our lives, and how just building in MRR is a game changer. It makes your cash flow easy. It makes your life less stressful. It makes you able to scale more quickly. It's just overall, and it makes your business more profitable and sellable. So when you think about that, like ultimately, whether you're in a membership, product subscription, software as a subscription, there are so many different programs out there. There's actually 9 business models I break down in the Atlas Academy, but I'll break down here in the application process and the sales letter. Actually, I'll jump here into the sales letter. Looks like internet's pretty slow, although I have 40 tabs open. Okay, so the application, guys, just used, what's it called? Typeform. So really simple here. But what I think that you guys will get a lot of value in is I put a lot of effort into the onboarding process. And what I've been thinking about a lot more lately is how do I create something once that's able to be used by an unlimited amount of people over and over again, almost templatized, where it's like they come in, the same thing happens, and it comes out as a result the exact same way. I think about McDonald's in this sense, right? So when the franchising model first got started in like the 1960s with McDonald's, the milkshake salesman, Roy Kroc, he was a milkshake salesman. He didn't know anything about how to run a hamburger franchise, but he understood sales and systems. And so when he saw the McDonald's brothers, their 60-second burger flipping machine, then all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, this can be duplicatable. And so he ended up buying that franchise in Pasadena, California for $3 million. And the McDonald's brothers were like, oh my God, we are rich. And in the 1950s or 60s, that was a ton of freaking money. But look at what McDonald's is today. You guys know that McDonald's owns more real estate than the Catholic Church does? That is wild. Do you guys think about what is their product though? Their product is not hamburgers, it's real estate. Now, what makes the real estate in the business on top of that real estate so valuable? The systems in place, because every single burger that comes in tastes the same. All the customers know that across the world, whether you're in Italy or whether you're in Miami, you can have the exact same hamburger. And it's because of that 60-second burger flipping system. And so when I think about my onboarding process, I'm literally thinking about that exact same thing. So if you guys are running an agency right now, think about your onboarding of clients and how you can get a very step 1, step 2, step 3 system in which it is the exact same experience for every single client. What that also does is it allow you to outsource and hire for those systems. So a big fan of Tim Ferriss and all that. So he says first eliminate, and what you can't eliminate, you then automate, and whatever you can't automate, then you delegate. And I've just been thinking about that a lot as I went through here. So why don't I go ahead, I'll open up the different pieces of this. Atlas onboarding 1, 2, and 3. All right, so I'll break down here the sales page and kind of what I was thinking about this as I wrote it. And big shout out to a few of the copywriters that did the editing on this. That was awesome. James Halpern and Elizabeth Lyons and Corey. You guys are all amazing people. Thank you so much. So okay, in the beginning, I start off with a story, but I'm making an open loop. So an open loop is, you basically hang out a dangle of like what something is interesting. Like, this is a genius strategy that guys like Elon Musk, the Wright brothers, Richard Branson, they all use as largely gone unnoticed. It's stupid simple. I don't know why everybody hasn't caught on. Can you guess what it is? Now, here's where the open loop is. Before I give it away, I want to share something with you about a story on how this strategy was used by entrepreneurs in the Middle Ages and how it changed the way we look at the world, literally. So this allows me to tell them up front a little bit about foreshadow, and then take them away and bring into a story that will relate to the loop. Now, this is a really powerful copywriting technique. And then I come back and make it full circle on how that open loop and the story go together at this point. There are specific sections, if you read through here and analyze, what was I trying to accomplish in these sections? Was I, trying to show in this part, for example, all the famous people that have used subscription to fund their big idea. Guys like the Wright brothers using recurring maintenance on customer bikes for the first planes. Magazine subscriptions to fund giant record labels, and using contracts with governments to be able to fund a mission to Mars, right? So all of these huge ideas come from having consistent monthly recurring revenue. So tying all of this back into what's your strategy? So now I take it home. Think about this for yourself. When you guys think about your offers, you want to bring examples that they can relate to and inspire to. And then all of a sudden now you bring it back, make it come back to their reality and say, how does this apply to you? What are you doing to make this your reality? So then I bring in okay, here's how the business subscription works and why you need it, which is beginning here. There's 8 reasons why you want subscription. Just some funny copywriting. Now, this is something I added to try and increase conversion rates, because I know it's a long sales letter, which is the point. It's supposed to be long, because if what you're reading makes sense to you and you get all the way down to the application, you're super qualified. So almost everybody that applied was a very qualified person. It spoke to the right people, and it didn't speak to the correct people as well. So it being a long form sales letter was helpful in the fact that it was a weeding out machine. Now here in this video, I basically break down in a video format all of this, and have a few call to actions, all the things that they get, obviously price anchoring, how do you get in? There's a little bit of scarcity in here, a little bit of give and take. Let's see, talking about how you can get in. Overall, just read through this, guys. I think it's probably one of the best sales letters I've ever written. Now, going into okay, they've applied. How do they start the onboarding? I'll jump in here and think through this with you guys, and probably hop off here in the next 5-10 minutes. Okay, so I look at this as a 4-step series to getting them the result I want, which is they know exactly what they're going to get out of this program. And there's a little bit of humor in here. So they, open up. There's a little bit of, there's a lot of technical stuff, and there's a lot of resources that go with the videos. So you can eventually at the, what is this? Like, I always make it like a minute away from it ending. It's like the 8-minute mark, a button will pop up here. It's just a delayed timer for them to move on to the next step. I do this so that they can't just skip on to the next one. I want them to actually go through this onboarding process because I can actually determine how they think about Atlas, what to expect from us as a team, what they can expect from their members, and a lot of the questions of support on the back end will all be addressed in these videos. So we're actually, by having a good onboarding sequence, we're making our job as a support team, like all of our people that we have on support, make their jobs lives easier so they're not getting stupid questions all the time. Now, basically each one of these moves them down the pathway. So all I did was use this exact same copy template, copy and paste the next one, highlighted it a different square and moved it along the way. We do have our membership here in Atlas. Let's see in ClickFunnels. So I'll show you what that looks like. Now, here's one thing that's also interesting that we're learning about the Entrepreneur Alliance. And if you guys are building a membership program, this is something to take away, is that the number one reason why people quit courses or quit anything that's a consumable piece of content, it's because of information overload. And we're noticing this here in the Entrepreneur Alliance is that as we add more trainings, it's funny because in the beginning, people quit because, there was not enough trainings. We only had maybe 10 trainings to start off with. And then all of a sudden now we have 50 trainings and it's too much. And so there's a balance in between there where it's the all you can eat buffet model for content is actually intimidating and makes them not even want to consume anything. So if you can have a drip delay on which they can consume the content or go down this path of getting access to more of your service or product, it's actually a better model than just giving them everything up front. So that's what we're doing here in Atlas. We're going to be dripping out all of the lessons here in the Academy. Let's see if I can preview this guy. I'll just open it in an editor. But yeah, guys, so when you think about building your subscription or, any course or anything like that, have it as a drip delay. Have the first seven days, day 1, day 2, day 3, all the way, have that process there, but then drip out all the rest of the content. What this will also allow you to do is build a lot of content up front in recordings and then systemize it in a way that makes the experience very consistent, right? So everybody gets the same content on the same day of the month every month. But then you can just have it as a rotation. So maybe if you know that let's say that your content, let's say that your lifetime value of a member is 12 months. Well, in the 13th month, there's a pretty good chance that you could just rotate the content again. And you can also do this with email marketing or anything else. Just continue to re-show the content. It's the same as books. If you ever read multiple books or the same book multiple times, it's not like you're reading new information. It's that when you're reading the information, you're a new person. You have a new perspective on the book itself and what you're reading. So when I read 4 Hour Workweek a few years ago, it had a certain impact on me, but not in the same way as it did when I read it back in January all over again. I bet you if I read Rich Dad Poor Dad or Think and Grow Rich or any of these other books that are kind of fundamental entrepreneurship books, I would look at it completely different today than I did when I first read it. And it's not because it's new information, but it's because I'm a new person now. So it's okay to re-show your customers things that you've already shown them again. So think about that, guys, as you're building out content. That's okay. It's okay to re-show content. So yeah, guys, everything that we have here built is in ClickFunnels. I'm going to go ahead and let's see, where is this? All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen now and take any questions here for the next 10 minutes. And after that, we'll go ahead and close out for the day. All right, guys. So how can I help you? Anything that you'd like to know here about the Entrepreneur Alliance, anything from our ads or funnels, email marketing, the offers that we're running, anything, be happy to help you out, guys. Let's see who we got on here still. Yeah, Carl, Adam, Dallas, Jeff, Jimmy, James, Michael. Dude, totally welcome, Michael. Be happy to help you all with understanding our metrics and how we record things. All our spreadsheets, how we look at playbooks, how we look at hiring. There's a lot here that goes into building an online business, but starting off as an entrepreneur, just getting your first clients is the most important. Don't worry too much about the systems. However, the systems is what you need to scale. I used to, when I was first starting off, it was like systems and structure made me feel confined. It's like if I got an office and I had all these spreadsheets open and I had like tasks that I had to do every day, that felt like, oh my God, I have a desk job. Like I didn't go into business for myself to do things I didn't want to do, right? So what I came to find though, and this is like an epiphany moment for me, is that once we created a structure, it actually was more freeing because I could now focus on growing a business instead of scrambling and trying to always remember my processes or getting things in place. It's like the system itself was actually what kept the gates open for me to be free instead of always having to like hold the gates open and say like, oh, I'm trying to be free, but like I have to make sure like I get this done and this done and this done and this done instead of having it systemized and allowing me to focus on what really matters. So I don't know if that hit home with anybody, but if you're at that point in your life right now as an entrepreneur where like things are just chaotic and you feel all over the place, it's probably because you're lacking a system. So just think about that. You might be reluctant to look into like daily huddles or spreadsheets or playbooks. But once you finally decide to make that jump, it's so refreshing and freeing. All right. He's working on launching a digital marketing agency to scale. He has 2 VAs right now. Jimmy, that's awesome, dude. I would say best thing you can do is go through 6K Success. So much results in there. It's a proven system. I would say find contractors, a couple of good contractors. Austin Troyer's good. Stephen Mayer's good. Rohan Sheth is good. Depends on obviously always get case studies from them first. Like say like, hey, do you have any case studies on this type of client? And figure out who's the best fit. But that's how I would do it. Let's see. James, all this great info. Jimmy, gotcha. Michael says, I love you. Yeah, dude, we love you too, Michael. I'm so glad you're here, dude. Definitely lacking a system. Need to put something in place ASAP. Honestly, look at our systems. Like copy everything. That's why we do these behind the scenes, is so that like you can learn from our growth as a company. It's incredible. I look at back like what we've done. Where 6-7 months ago we were in JP's basement, and now we have an office with a team of 7 to 8 people now, and taking over the world. Like it's wild, but it all came from the structures and systems, and really everybody knowing their role and having a daily metric to focus on. So like I only focus on like one number a day, and that's how many new trials do we get, and what can I do on our funnels, on our ads, on our email marketing, everything to make sure I get 13 new trials a day to hit my goal. Let's see. All right. Is your internal team employees or contract? Everybody's, actually we have one contractor, and everybody else is employees. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and hop off here. I'll take maybe 1 or 2 more questions. But I got some work here. I got to still hit my 13 trials today. All right. That's it, guys. I'm going to go ahead and hop all off. Thanks so much for watching this month's Behind the Scenes. I'll see you on the inside.
Now, here are some interesting facts about the mastermind, which give you an idea of how important it is and how necessary that you embrace this principle and make use of it. profit in attaining success in your chosen occupation. First of all, it is the principle through which you may borrow and use the education, the experience, the influence, and perhaps the capital of other people in carrying out your own plans in life. It is the principle through which you can accomplish in 1 year more than you could accomplish without it in a lifetime if you depended entirely upon your own efforts for success.